Tired of putting in endless hours to your marketing efforts and not seeing results? I get it. As an entrepreneur, you get paid for results, not for putting in the time and effort, and much less for having good intentions. So you better believe that with only 24 hours in a day, you gotta work with what works. That's why I'm super excited today in this amazing training where I'm gonna pull back the curtain on my business and I'm gonna show you what the most profitable webinar funnel is. There's a lot of different ways that you can sell online. I've done it in Spanish and English. I've promoted to countries all over the world and traveled all over the world myself to do speaking engagements. And I know this one thing works better than anything else. But before I dive in deep, I want to share with you a little bit about myself, 30 seconds or so, don't worry, and to give you insights on why I can help you, who else I have helped, and why I'm so excited about this strategy that I can't stop screaming it from the rooftops. So be sure you're ready with a paper and pen to take notes. And remember, the more you learn, the more you earn. See you in a second.
Hi, I'm Eileen Harris, an entrepreneur and Cuban American. When I started as an entrepreneur, I had little resources, so I quickly learned how to work smart. I experienced lots of headaches and setbacks when I started, but today, everything is different. I've got clients in over 20 countries, I've traveled the world, and I want to show you how to do the same. In this community, you will gain amazing training and inspiration to build a business of your dreams and a great lifestyle to go with it. Whether you're an entrepreneur with lots of ambition and experience or you have just started your entrepreneurial journey, you've come to the right place. Remember, you can have it all.
Welcome back. Let's talk about these most profitable webinar funnel design, because there's a lot of different ways that you can design your webinar funnel to get your message out there, to generate leads and sales daily. But I want to make sure that you're doing this in a certain way so that you're taking your client through this process in a way that works for them so that you can attract people daily. This is super important. One of the most important things is that your webinar topic has to be extremely specific. And so you don't want to solve every problem that your potential client might have. You want to be very specific, especially if you want to get coaching clients or you want to sell something high ticket. You have to remember sometimes that people with higher budgets have less time or less interest in just spending time in something that they're just not that familiar with. And if your brand is new to them, then you want to take that time and be as specific as possible. So you want to do that research for your ad, for social media. You want to make sure that those headlines on your opt-in page are there. And then, of course, you promote your opt-in page. So I'm assuming social media and a social media ad are going to help you get there. But once you have your opt-in page, you need people to self-select. This is what guarantees that you're not being salesy or pushy. And then from there, that is where you've got people on your webinar, right? This is a pretty amazing thing because the more people watch the webinar, the more they're going to work with you. And sometimes you might think, well, this webinar is way too specific. And I'm here to tell you, the more specific the problem is, and probably also the more unique and specific the solution you offer, so the less replaceable you are. That means you can also increase your prices and lower the lead count it would take for you to achieve your goal. So you might only generate 5 leads a day and still have a very successful business. You might still find yourself saying, oh my goodness, this is pretty awesome. So the more specific your digital asset and your webinar funnel is, the more profitable it can be, because you are able to be more targeted and to be laser focused. And then of course you want to follow up via email. You want to have those touch points. It shows tremendous care and professionalism when you're showing up and you're saying to someone, yeah, I didn't forget about you. And of course, you also don't have to pay to advertise to them again and again and again. Once you've got somebody's email address, you're no longer fighting for their attention in the newsfeed. You can ensure that they receive that message, and that allows you to increase your sales. So to attract clients daily, you want to make sure you've got these 4 things that you're working on. So we were just talking about promotion. So yes, your social media posts, your social media ads, but that can also include a lot of different promotions that you may have. Maybe you did a speaking engagement. Maybe you are creating blog posts. There are a lot of different ways where you can generate buzz about your business, perhaps PR, maybe you're guest blogging somewhere, you're being interviewed in a podcast, but the idea isn't just what are you doing to market your business? I want you to think about what are you doing to market your webinar funnel. A lot of people just send people to their general website instead of sending people to their specific webinar funnel link. This way, people, the only thing they can do to learn is put their name and email and sign up versus just being all over your website looking at everything. The next thing you want to have is, of course, a really great webinar funnel. This builds your list. This attracts your leads. This allows you to teach. I think I've mentioned this before in other videos here, but I don't think if you go to eileenharris.com, it says on the homepage, I have an MBA. Sure, it's good to have an education and all this and that, but I make what I promote about my customer. And so teaching is me showing I can help someone versus me just flashing screenshots of my degrees and my GPA and this and that. That's not what people are worried about. They'll be like, yay, good for you. And then they're going to click off, unsubscribe, and go mind their business because they're saying, I don't know this girl. I don't need to show up to her, self-employed review here. And so it's really important for you in your business to build your list, attract those leads. And when you teach the what and the why. The how is paid, but the what and the why, you should always feel very confident in sharing. Okay, if you share an hour-long webinar, if you're truly an expert, there is no way an hour is long enough to say everything you know. If you're saying absolutely everything you know and there is nothing else to the topic after 1 hour, then I really hope the next step is for you to do something for someone else and that they just don't want to do it for themselves, because then you're going to struggle standing out as an expert if you run out of things to say just after 1 hour. And maybe you just need to sit down and plan your content a little bit more as well. Perhaps you are saying, well, I'm only saying this one thing, but can you say it with a case study? Can you say it with a testimonial? Can you say it by relating it to something that's happening in the news? Can you say it by showing an example? Can you say it by breaking down your system? Can you say it by providing a workbook for someone to fill out? There's a lot of different ways to help people get to know you, but also for you to accommodate for people's different teaching methods and learning methods to be a good fit. And so that's one of my favorite things about webinars, because if you're auditory, you can listen. If you're more visual, you get slides, you get images, you get examples, you get things that you can check out, And if you like to be engaged, you can comment, you can take action, you can take notes and do so much more. And that way you position yourself as an expert by doing, not by empty promises, no smoke and mirrors. You're not being salesy, you're not being pushy. And this allows you to generate more leads, because usually great content is shareable content. And people get really excited to share with other people things that will make them look good. So make your leads look good by sharing your content rather than just telling them, click share. Invite your friends. How about you make something really awesome that they'll be super excited to share? And of course, this is going to trigger that law of reciprocity. You can look that up later on, but the law of reciprocity allows you to attract things in return for you putting a lot of great things out there. And so you might hear some people call it great karma, things like that, but I think it's the law of reciprocity. You see it a lot when people give you a free sample at the store, and then you almost feel so grateful you got that sample, you want to buy the whole thing, right? Or they gift you something and now you feel more comfortable, like, wow, these people are really generous, I want to work with them. And so this isn't gimmicky though. This isn't like a free pen or a free magnet. This is a true value that somebody needed, and you should feel really confident sharing that. Something else that's really going to help you here is follow up. The average person needs to see something about 7 times before they make a buying decision. And so it's not personal if at the end of the webinar you're saying to yourself, oh my God, that was so embarrassing and nobody bought and this and that. It's not over yet. Just the presentation's over, but the sales cycle has just begun, okay? And there may be some people haven't even watched it yet, okay? They need to check out the replay. They need to learn a little bit more. And so something else that you can do is survey people, learn more about them. And I don't just want to know what's bugging them. I also want to see for myself how they are saying it. So you, for instance, as an entrepreneur might say, I can help you boost your KPIs, your key performance indicators. And your prospect's like, huh? What did she just say? Maybe to your prospect, to your ideal client, to your lead, they're going to say, hey, she can help me boost sales, get more leads, lower my cost per click. How do they say something? That's how you should be saying it so that there is no disconnect. Something else that you can consider are retargeting ads. Having a more advanced social media advertising strategy can ensure that you follow up with people. So maybe email's not their thing, but they see you regularly on the internet. You give them an incentive to sign up. And this is a great way to follow up and nudge them, leveraging this great technology. Look, don't you think that 100 years ago, people wish they would have had retargeting ads instead of having these newspapers that left your hands black just from flipping through the newspaper. I think it's pretty amazing. And we live in the best time in history to be an entrepreneur. So instead of shying away and being so stressed out because something might be tacky, now is the time for you to say to yourself, oh my goodness, how can I leverage this and have the best built funnel and have the best strategy so that I can succeed? Lastly, you got to close that sale, right? It's not even just about the sale. Of course, that's part of business. That's part of a transaction. That's fair. I don't expect people to steal your knowledge or to just pick your brain. You've got nothing to prove. You can have a successful business that's profitable and is making sales, and you don't at all have to be salesy or pushy or annoying or just be somebody who doesn't have the best of intentions. People with great intentions want to sell because selling is serving. Until people join my coaching program, until they buy my courses, until they hire us to do these services for them, for my done for you packages, I can't help them. There's only so far I can go without their permission. And so closing the sale is something that I want you to be really passionate about. If you're really passionate about helping people, because this is the best way to help them. And so your sales page helps you organize your thoughts and share things and allows people to see everything in one place instead of just waiting for that webinar. You can also have a sales team. So especially if you have a group coaching program or you have scaled your business to either tons of organic traffic or paid traffic, you don't have to be the only one on Zoom. In fact, this is something that you can outsource. There's agencies that will close the sales for you. They get paid on commission, and you have a happy client. You pay the commission of the salesperson, and you did not have to be that one person closing every single one. So this allows you to grow beyond how much time you have in your schedule. This allows you to scale the power of webinars beyond so that you can start turning your yearly income into your monthly income, then weekly, then daily. That is really helpful. And then of course, affiliates. There's nothing more gratifying than knowing someone is so proud to stand behind your brand that they would promote it, that they would tell other people about it, and they would be super excited about it. So let's talk about a little bit of an example of how cool this could be. Now, this is a very conservative example, but as you start seeing, you've got your webinar funnel and it's super powerful. You know, once you automate something, it's really limitless to how you can be happy, how you can be free. I'm recording this right now. I'm in the Dominican Republic. And so my next video, who knows where I'll be? I might be in Miami. I might be in South Africa, in New York. It really creates freedom for yourself to live your best life as well. And so you could continue going to one-on-one meetings. Let's say you sit through 200 meetings to find 10 clients. And I don't know what your pricing is. Maybe your pricing is 20 times this or 10% of this. I really don't know. It's just a general example to give you the idea, but this is a very average price point for coaching packages and or e-courses, higher ticket e-courses. And so you can say to yourself, yeah, I got 10 clients, but you had to meet with 200 people, get rejected by 190 to close 10 sales. I mean, that's fine. I've got a serious work ethic. If one day that's what I had to do, then that's what I have to do. But why? Why live like that? You don't have to. You can have an automated webinar on social media and you have one video, for instance, and that gets watched by 200 people. And now out of those 200 views, you've got 10 clients. Now, of course, this is still extremely conservative. I've had webinars with tens of thousands of people on them, and it's a really powerful experience. But this is just to give you an idea, without anybody rolling their eyes to the back of their head. They'll tell me, I know that's too good to be true, this and that. Look at how powerful this can be for you. So can you imagine how exciting it is to take the time to learn about these systems that can radically change how profitable and how scalable your business is? If you want to learn more, in the description below, I've shared with you my webinar funnel training, where I'm going to show you how I grow my business on autopilot, how I have customers in over 20 countries, how I've grown my email list to have over 100,000 subscribers. I'm also going to share with you my free training on how to become a high-ticket coach. I'm also going to share with you some blog posts. And so if you do not know how to automate, then it's time to learn. The more you learn, the more you earn. And I'm super excited to help you along the journey. I know how life-changing this has been for me. And I know that this is 100% worth your time. It does work. And it is worth it to roll up your sleeves to get it right. And so go ahead, dive in deep to the training. Keep watching these awesome videos I have for you here on my channel. And until next time, remember, you can have it all. We'll talk soon.